Well, hey there. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case you haven't met yet, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below so I know it's the first time you are hearing my voice or seeing my face, because I want to know whenever new people are being exposed to the Pajama Grandma. Today is day 226 of the Daily Scare Share. I've been doing one thing a day, every day that scares me for 225 days now. Today will be day 226 because I found myself early this year living in a bit of a rut, and I knew I needed to get out of it. Actually, my daughter pointed it out to me and said, hey, kind of a boring life. She didn't say that, but she showed me this book from my bookshelf, Do One Thing a Day That Scares You, and said, hey, interesting book. Mom, maybe you should take a look at it again. It looks like you started it, but you didn't do it. And so I did take a look at it again, and I thought it was the beginning of me doing Facebook Lives, and I was afraid to do Facebook Lives. So I thought, well, what better way to make myself do a Facebook Live than say I will do one thing a day that scares me, and I will share it on Facebook Live. So that's what I've been doing, and that's what I continue to do, and that's what I'll continue to do for another 100 some days, or 100, what did I say it was? Day 226, so another 140 days or so, because I owe myself some, as I had some days in the beginning already done. So I'll come up with different things at the end of the year to make a whole 365 days, because if I'm going to do it, I might as well do it every day for a year. At least that's the goal I've set for myself. So today, day 226, is a sayings day, one of the days that has a sayings in the book, saying in the book, and I like to read it and then make a couple of comments, and then I figure out and I think about, well, how is that going to impact my day, and how can I use that to stretch my comfort zone? And then I go out and do whatever that thing is. I encourage you to do the same. So what have we got today? It's from Federico Fellini, and I'm imagining he's an artist. It says, handy dandy magnifying glass, every time I start a picture, I feel the same fear, the same self-doubts, ... And I have only one source on which I can draw, because it comes from within me. Now, I'm not sure if he's talking about the source for inspiration, the source for overcoming the fear, the source for creating the artistic picture that he's creating. I'm assuming he's an artist. I'm not sure what he does. Again, if you want to Google it and let me know, Fellini, F-E-L-L-I-N-I, Federico, F-E-D-E-R-I-C-O. I'm not going to. I have other things to do today, but I would be curious. Now, how I approach this, it says, today I, and then it has a bunch of blank lines. So how I approach this is I think about, what does that saying have to do with my life and what I'm trying to accomplish? And it reminds me of a couple of things. So I think every time I start a blank, I feel fear or self-doubt. So I think about, well, what things do I start that I feel a little fear and self-doubt? Well, I'll tell you, every time I start a Facebook Live, every single one, even though I've done a lot of them this year, like over 1,000, I still feel that nug in my stomach, or that inkling of doubt and self-doubt and fear that it's going to suck. And actually, as soon as I finish every single video, the first thought in my mind is, that sucked. That was horrible. And then I don't watch it and I don't look at it. I just go with it anyway. Because if I commiserated over and watched all of my videos, I would never post a single one. I would never have posted a single video yet. So then I think about another couple things that come to mind as I'm considering this prompt or this topic is, what other things do I fear? And I realize, I love that he says, I have only one source on which I can draw, because it comes from within. Everything comes from within. Guess what? All of our fears and doubts and worries come from within us. Things outside of us and things outside of us in our experiences have definitely caused us to think the thoughts that make us feel fearful, but the actual feeling of the fear, the thought of the fear, that comes from within us. We decide to be afraid. We decide to be worried. We decide to doubt ourselves. And it might sound a little harsh to say we decide that, but we absolutely do. We choose everything that happens to us in our life and how we're going to react to it. Maybe not everything that happens, because a lot of things happen outside of us, but we always have the ability to choose how we're going to react to the things that happen around us. We always get to decide how we're going to feel about it, what we're going to think about it, what it means. We decide what everything means. That comes from within us. And that means if we decide the fear, if we feel the fear, we can also feel the courage to overcome that fear. We can change that fear into excitement or into curiosity. That's how I get over things that I'm afraid of or I'm doubting myself about. I just get excited and curious about it, because fear and excitement, they actually have the exact same vibrational energy. One's negative, one's positive. So I just substitute excitement for fear, and I just get totally pumped up about what I'm doing and excited about it. And then all of a sudden I'm acting and I'm not afraid anymore. And I have never had a fear that came to fruition or that turned out as bad as the thing that I feared. Never, ever, ever in my entire life. There hasn't been a single thing that wasn't worse in my mind, in my imagination, than it really was when the thing happened or didn't happen. So that is what I'm thinking today about fear and doubt and self-doubt and worry. And I added worry because to me they're all the same. Fear, doubt, self-worry, they're all the same. They all feel the same to me. They all feel crappy to me, and I don't want to have any of them. So I go within and I ask myself, how can I act? What can I do immediately to help alleviate that fear? Because action and love and courage negate fear. Action especially. If I take a step in the right direction, just one teeny tiny step, even thinking differently is a step in the right direction, then that helps to alleviate that fear. So go out today, think of every time I start blank, I feel fear, but I do it anyway. That's it. Have a fantastic day. I'll see you tomorrow with another Daily Scare Share. Don't be scared. You got this.